back to Marnie's Mixed Bag. I know it's been a while since I've been here, but I'm going to try again with this whole I'm back thing and see what happens. Hopefully I can make this weekly, so we'll see. So my plan is to do a monthly update of what I've been working on, and then there'll be 2 Stitch With Me's per month, once a fortnight, so the week after an update and then obviously a fortnight after that. And for something a little bit different, I've got many Lego sets that need building, so I thought I would stick them as a little video on here once a month, just to show what I'm building on, something a bit different but still creative, you know, just for a bit of fun. So as it's that time of year where I'm going to show off my WIPs, but I am not going to show them all off. No, I have 27 on the go right now, most of which have not had any progress on them since you last saw them. However, as part of my Marney's Mixed Bag group, I've made a sister group called the I Dare You SAL, which is where I have dared people to write a list of 12 WIPs, or the same WIP with 12 goals, whichever, and I drew the numbers at random from 1 to 12 in a really random order, and that is the order you've got to work on those 12 WIPs until you reach your goal, which could be a finish, a page finish, or a percentage finish, depending on how you work, or a stitch count, whatever. So I'm going to show you my I Dare You SAL's WIPs that I put down, the 12 for that, in a random order, because I didn't put them in order of how they were called or anything, it's just what they are. So first of all, I will start by showing you a WIP that a friend got in touch with me for. Her friend stitched, but she's got to the point now where she can't see the holes very well and her hands don't do what she wanted, but they wanted this stitched. I'm going to try and insert pictures of what they will all look like finished in here somewhere, hopefully. I mean, nope, it's hopefully somewhere around here to hide all my crap. So first of all, then, like I said, is this WIP. So it's Sentiment is the company that made it, and it's the Lady of Walthingham. I didn't bring that stuff out, but I am halfway on this so far, and when I get to this, which is near the bottom, it's like number 10 on the list, but still, yeah, so it's on I think it's 18 count Ada navy. It's part of a kit that was done for them, so this is where I'm at so far. Even though it's a paper chart, I was still using Royal Rose and it was working up really nice and quick, so I love that method. It seems to be working well for me. So yeah, that's where we are with this one. 1 down, 11 to go. I need a place to put, there we go. Right, next we have got, so next up we have got Tribal Penguin, which is number 12 on my list and I want to try and finish it if I get that far. Tribal Penguin is by KLT Charting, the lovely Kim. So I don't think this has had any work on it since I last showed it, but I'm going to show it anyway because it's, so you know, if I get to work on it where we started. Do I have a label on here for fabric? No. So it's a Chromatic Alchemy fabric, but I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. But it's 18 count and it's Devosa. I know that much, but I'm not sure on the colourway. So this is where we're at. As you can see, it's only a little bit, but since it's only 2, oh, I found it, the tag, right. So this is Raven's Claw. Ooh, Ravenclaw. That's my house. Yes, it is. So that's the fabric colour, and that is that one. I'm not sure if I'll get to that end of the list, but that not all my goals are fully finishing everything. So we've now got number 2 on the list, which is Into the Jungle, which is by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It is stitched on 18 count Nuriel's Forest by Chromatic Alchemy. Now, I started this back in 2017 and I've barely finished part 1. My goal for this, when I get that far, is to finish 3 parts of it. So finish part 1 and then do 2 and 3. So I've got 3 completed parts. But this is it so far. Since this is quite a lot done, this part, I might do the 3 parts as 2, 3 and 4, but finish part 1 first, obviously. But I'll see when I get there. Oh no, that falls out like that, and then like that. There we go. Next up, we have got, I've lost track where they are on the list, I can't count, so. But we have got Pokemon Generation 1, which, how I've left this, I can actually convert it quite easily into Royal Rose. So I've not even finished page 1, which is the goal when I get this far, is to have a page finish. So there's that. One of my one of my favourite Pokemon here. I love all the Eevees. All of them. There's a poster above my threads here of all of the Eevees and their evolution, because I love them. I'm going to put stuff away while I'm here, because otherwise I won't put it away later and it will sit piled up in everyone's way, and we don't want that. Well, you guys might not mind because you won't be here, but the family will mind. So, this one I have a picture for. So this one is Mother Maya by Ink Circles, and I am stitching it on, I don't know, because I didn't put the fabric. It's a Sparkly's fabric. I can tell by how it's folded. And I have not got very far at all. But there we go. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry if you can hear the background of my son listening to videos. But that's where we're at so far on that. A really tiny amount. But my goal on that when I get to it is to fully finish it. That might change because I've just realised how many motifs there are and how much I've got done. But nothing says I can't be optimistic. Now, all the folding. You get a little tune while I do this, aren't you lucky? Okay, next up is something a little bit different. This is Save the Stitches by Liz Almond, which I also started in 2017. So my goal for this is to finish 3 parts. So this is where we're at. So I've done 3 parts already, so it'd be finish 4 and then do 5 and 6. That's not going to work, is it there? So we'll do it back here. And I'm doing it in shades of blue. For something a bit different to just black. But yeah. Next up is one of my very oldest WIPs. I have a picture for that too, which is Playtime's Over. It's a DMC kit. I started this back in 2014, just before I had my son, who is now 8. You heard it here first. 8. So the goal for this is to finish it, and this is where I'm at so far. And where I've left it off, I think I could convert it actually into Royal Rose, so it might go a bit quicker when I get that back out. Now, it is a very optimistic goal to try and get all of these done in the year, but I'm going to try. Okay, so next up we have Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks, which I started in 2019, and I want to finish this because I've only got like 4 and a bit parts left. So this is it so far. So I need to finish this part and then work on the 4 along the bottom. But it's near the end, so we shall see. We shall see. Oh, and that is stitched on 18 count Devosa, because that's my favourite fabric to get from Chromatic Alchemy. In Cumulatis. Ooh. I don't know if I said it right, but you know, I tried, people. Now we're on to my next, probably second oldest, that I want to get fully finished when I get that far, and that is Storytime Sampler by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is stitched on a random piece of 25 count I found out of my mum's stash because she couldn't see the holes on it, so I stole it. Well, she said I could, but still. And this is 1/1 is what I'm stitching it on. So, and I want to finish this because I have had it since 2015. It needs to be done. But here we are. We've got halfway, over halfway. I'm on number 8. So, is that right? Yeah. And then third will be 9, 10. Yeah, I can't count today, but there we go. Yeah, so finish it. So the next one is, well, a new start for you guys, but I've had it started for a while now. I started it at the MK retreat in October of 2022. It is on an 18 count Devosa Chromatic Alchemy called Ash Ardalon Breathes. I need to do a post with these in, don't I? So, Ghostly Mandala, which I will put in by Ink Circles, and this is where I'm using DMC 53, which is a variegated colour. So, obviously my goal for this is to finish it. I am nearly 3/4 of the way through. I've needed to fudge the bottom because I've gone wrong somewhere down here, so now I'll come back up here to make sure it matches down this edge, and then I can faff about with it as necessary. But like, needle minder's in the way. Get out of the way, needle minder. There we go. That's a bit better. So yeah, Ghostly Mandala. I'm quite enjoying this one. I might have to do the others in the set as well. Oh no, I'm knocking things. Oh no. So the one that I am working on right now, because it's number 1 on the list, and it's to get 3 parts done. Now part 1 was already done for this, so I am doing part 2, 3 and 4, and that is the Fabulous Women Stitch Along by Clouds Factory, which again I started in 2017. I had quite a few new starts in 2017, it seems. This is on a Sparklies fabric. It is a 28 count and I'm stitching it 2/2. However, I can't remember the name of the fabric. But this is where we're at so far. So I've done a bit on part 2, I've done the border, well, working on the border of part 2, and then I can finish that here, and then I think 3 and 4 go up the top here. But so I need to get those 3 parts done first on this one, and then I can move on to the next one on the list, which is Into the Jungle. Now this last one, I was supposed to start it in 2 days on the 5th of January with my friend Bonnie at Purple Frog Stitches. However, I sent her kit for it, and we both got very excited, so we started it sooner, and we might have a new start planned as a belated birthday celebration for her once we've sorted out the pattern and stuff, but I'll show you that next time. But this one is Sam and Dean by Tilton Crafts, and this is what it will look like done. And my goal for this is to get a page finish for the I Dare You SAL. However, my goal for the year, I think, is to try and get oh, my voice is going, try and get 4 pages done in total for the year. I want to try and get it finished at the end of by the end of 2024, because in 2025, if they're still doing them, supernatural conventions, I would like to go to one in America for my 40th. So if I finish it by then, I can then take it with me and show them. But yeah, so this is where we're at so far. I'm getting into a bit of a confetti section here for hair, so I've slowed right down. This background barely took any time because there was barely any changes, and now I'm at the hair. I'm at Dean's hair, so it's a bit more confetti at the moment, but still loving it. So yeah, so my main things that I'm going to work on will be, so Fabulous Women is obviously my main one that I want to focus on until I get those 3 parts done, because that's first on the list. However, like I said, Sam and Dean I'm enjoying. I've become very obsessed with supernatural, and anything related to them is a given on a daily basis. So I want to try and do half an hour a day on Sam and Dean, which with the confetti yesterday meant I got 15 stitches done. That was it. But something is better than nothing. However, most Wednesdays I meet up with some lovely ladies for a little stitchy chat, some tea, and eventually stitching. Sometimes I don't stitch, I just chat, but when I do get the stitching out, I want to take Ghostly Mandala with me, because I think that's an easy portable project. So I should, in theory, at the next update have 3 WIPs to show you progress on, minimum. Like I said, if I have that new start with Bonnie, then I might end up with 4 things to show, but we'll go with the flow. So let me know, have you joined in with the I Dare You SAL? I will put a link to the group below on Facebook, so if you want to join in, you can. You can also join in on Instagram with the hashtag I Dare You SAL, or I Dare You SAL 2023, because we're doing it over the course of the year. I'll also put the group I'll also put a link to my group for Marney's Mixed Bag, so if there's anything you need for your WIPs, you know where to find me. And lastly, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment on this video, and subscribe if you want more stitchy videos with me. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.